it's worth fighting for. A lot of people feel like they're not heard, that they're not validated, that they're a burden to their parents, their friends. No one cares about them. But if you have something, if you have that desire to go somewhere, to get something, to achieve a goal, it's worth fighting for.
Welcome back to Hendo's Hot Topics, the podcast to distract your mind. Real people and their stories, raw and uncut.
It's worth fighting for. Now, that clip that you have just heard is from a podcast that I was invited to feature on a few years ago. And I came across that video the other day when I was scrolling through my phone gallery, and I had a bit of a chuckle and had a bit of a wave of nostalgia come over me. And once that wave had passed, I took a moment to stop and try to think about what Younger Hendo really meant when he was talking and he was saying those things. And hey, I said those things back there. I still stand by them now. And I actually want to base this episode around that little talk. More specifically, it's worth fighting for. But before we get into it, fingers crossed the audio is good. I thought I'd try something new today with a bit of a wireless lapel mic setup rather than a traditional handheld microphone. Just want to feel a bit more relaxed and less professional, so to say, and a bit more free. And I'm doing this currently as the sun's starting to set. Cicadas are still going outside, the birds are still singing. I've got my door open, it's a nice breeze coming in, beautiful blue skies, no clouds, and it's a good day today. So let's try record this. I tried recording this last night and I spent nearly an hour starting over and going again and saying the same things, and I think it was just too late for my brain to try conversate on a topic that I wanted to dive deep into. But when I thought about that video and tried to think about what Younger Hendo was saying back then, a lot of things came to my mind when I was thinking about it and reflecting on it. And the main thing that came to my mind, my mind first when thinking about it was the effects of comparing. Now, I remember at that age, it's that weird period, that weird time in your life when you're trying to find who are your friends, you're trying to figure out yourself, and you're trying to just really try to figure out where you want to go with your life in the near future. And something that I felt too was comparing myself to others. And 9 times out of 10, it wasn't even people that I knew, really. It was the people that I saw on my Instagram, on my TikTok, on my YouTube, yada yada. And looking back on it, the thing that I realized is the most dangerous kind of comparing was the comparing to those who were in similar age to you, And I looked at people that I saw on Instagram, like I said, that I didn't know for a bar of soap. And I thought, hang on, they're the same age as me, and they have that, or they are where they are. Why aren't I there? You get into a bad mindset of wishing that you were in someone else's position or wishing you were in someone else's shoes. And that was really destructive. And I began to realize that. I remember not too long after that time period of when I was invited onto that podcast, and I realized how destructive it was looking back on it the other day when I found that video. And I'll be honest, it's that interesting age where you're kind of lost, where you feel like you know yourself, but you don't know yourself, and you feel like you know where you want to go, but in reality you don't, because life has only really just begun. And I went live the other night. Side note, every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 p.m. I go live on TikTok, so come over for the chat and the vibes over there. But I went live the other night, and someone who I've never crossed on my path and journey asked for some advice. And Hendo being Hendo went on a bit of a ramble, and I got onto the topic of just being you, just do you. I spent so many years worrying about what others thought and tried to do what I thought they wanted me to do and what they wanted to see from me. And I'll be real, it's only just been the last couple of years where I've kind of broken that cycle. It's like any other habit, really. Any other habit, it takes a while to actually break it and to focus on breaking it. And it's not something that can just be broken and go overnight. So that's something I'm still trying to work on and eliminate altogether out of my life, is worrying about what others think of me and worrying about trying to meet their what I feel their needs are from me and what they want to see me do as a person. Living my life through me rather than living my life through how I think others want to live my life. And I've come across a lot of people in my journey so far that struggle with that. They're trying to maybe please their friends, trying to please their parents, and they're not living the life they want to live, or soul searching to find that person they truly want to become. I'm sorry, I'm there's this little screen to the side of the lens there that I'm looking at just to make sure that the lighting's all right, but I should be looking directly to you. So yeah, we went on a bit of a ramble on that live, and I went into the real depths that I felt needed to be said about just, you being you, and if what others think of you, and if what others want from you, because at the end of the day, it's you who tuck yourself in, and it's you who live within your own thoughts and your own mind, and you need to be happy within yourself. And if you're not happy within yourself, look at your surroundings. Are you surrounded by people who make you happy? Are you surrounded by people where you feel like you're trying to meet their expectations? Are you putting so much time into the exterior surroundings that you don't have enough time and energy left for yourself? And that's so easy to. Before I say what I'm about to say, I don't know where you are on the time frame of life at the moment. I don't know if you're in your teens, if you're starting high school, if you're in high school, if you're married with a family, if you're, I don't know where you are in this time frame of life. So wherever you may be, I'm currently in the time frame of I'm starting to get a real understanding of what I want my next 10 years to look like, and I'm working towards that. Where I know that 5 years ago I was wanting to be somewhere completely different to where I ended up right now. And in saying that, though, there are a lot of aspects of 5 years ago where I wanted to go that I am, and that I've achieved or I've experienced. And there's just a lot of things that you learn as you pick up. So I'm not sure where you are on the time frame of life, but I feel like no matter where you are, you're always learning and you're wanting to learn. And like I said just before, I've met so many people along my journey so far who are trying to be someone they're not because they're trying to make those around them happy. And the quicker you can realize that it doesn't effing matter what those around you think, as long as you're happy and you're doing you, that's the main thing that matters. And hey, at the end of the day, one of the hardest things to come to terms with is, realizing that sometimes those who you think are your best friends or those who are closest to you, they aren't for you. Those aren't the people who are meant to be around you. And, your life and you as a person, it will naturally come to fruition where the people who are meant to be in your life come into your life. And the people who aren't so much meant to be in your life will naturally just go their own way and leave your life. So don't be so forced on making sure that everything is in line and your future's planned out, because, hey, like I said, 5 years ago, there's a lot of things where I am currently where I want to be now, but there's a lot of things as well that I thought I was going to be and where I was going to be, and that isn't the case. So don't be so fixated on making sure that the now is the tomorrow, if that makes sense. Learn. It's okay to learn. It's okay to it's okay to be somewhere tomorrow where you didn't want to be today, or you didn't think you would be tomorrow, if that makes sense. Yeah, and I wanted to base this episode around it's worth fighting for, because I feel like when you get into that mindset of trying to meet others' expectations, you become lost within yourself. You become lost as a soul, as a person, within your own world and your own life. And you may already be in, I don't want to say imposter syndrome, but lost identity, in terms of you know that you haven't found yourself, and you know that you're lost, and you can feel that. But because of where you are and what you're doing currently is so comfortable, and it's almost a habit now, you stay with it. You stay with doing that, and it kind of procrastinates. It procrastinates you finding out who you actually are as a person, and where you want to go as a person and as an individual. And that may end up with you feeling lost and down and anxious and depressed and all those kind of emotions that make you feel even more lost than you may have already been feeling, to a point where you feel like it's not worth fighting for. Another side note to when I was reflecting on that video and that kind of space I was in another. It was altogether it was an interesting time in my life, but I was in another frame of mind where a lot of things I'd been working through in my mind and my head. I remember at that time it was almost like a breakthrough, that I'd spent so long overthinking and trying to work through so many scenarios and problems within my mind, that I was finally starting to come out on the other side of those. And it was a dark place, I'll be real. Back then I remember being a dark place. There were many times I did contemplate my life. And I think that's why it was so powerful when I spoke and I said those words that, along the lines of, if you have that desire to get somewhere, to do something, to achieve a goal that it's worth fighting for. Because right now it may not feel like it's worth fighting for. Life might not feel like it's worth fighting for. Tomorrow might not feel like it's worth fighting for. Simple things like brushing your teeth, or making your lunch, or making your bed, or doing your washing, or I'm not even sure. Just taking care of yourself might even not feel worth fighting for. But life is worth fighting for, my friends. Life is worth fighting for. And I really hope that wherever you are in the time frame of life, that you soon come to a point where worries and issues and situations that may have been holding you back within your mind, that may have been holding you back from exploring who you are and where you are meant to go, and exploring experiences and learning lessons and getting stuck in with different situations that help you grow as a person and learn as a person. Because every day we learn, yeah? Every day we learn. And I do believe that no matter where we are in life, we're always learning. We're always learning. That you get to the point where you realize it's actually worth fighting for. Stuff what they think about me. I'm doing this because I want to do it for me. It makes me happy. I'm not doing this because it makes them happy or because I feel like they accept me more now that I'm doing this. I'm doing this because it makes me happy. So life as it is, it may not feel like right now, or you may have come to that point where you realize it's actually worth fighting for. And it's worth fighting for when you do what you want to do for you. That's why my 3 do's: do what makes you happy, do what you know is right, and do what you need to do for you. Do what makes you happy. Do what makes you happy. It's as simple as that. Do what makes you happy. Do what you know is right. Do what you know is right for you. Yeah? Don't do it, like I say, because others want you to do it and you know it's right for them, so it's going to make them happy or them feel better. That's not to say don't be as an empath. Don't show support and love and respect for others. It's just more, don't fixate so much energy and time onto others to make them happy when you don't have any left over for yourself. Do what you know is right. Do what you need to do for you, and do what makes you happy. Do what you know is right is the last one. Got that mixed up. Do what makes you happy. Yeah. Do what you know is right, and do what you need to do for you. Do what you need to do for you. It kind of just puts the other 2 points into one, really. Do what you need to do for you. Do what makes you happy. Do what you know is right, and it falls into do what you need to do for you. I don't know why I came up with those 3 dudes. And in reality, it just became something I started saying at the end of every episode, and every opportunity I could do was every opportunity I could say, I said it. And I think it's a lovely full circle into this episode of fighting. It's worth fighting for what you know is right for you. It really is worth fighting for. And I don't have too much to say on this, apart from it's worth fighting for. It's worth fighting for yourself. You're worth fighting for. If the people around you, if they're making you feel a way where you feel like it's worth fighting for isn't worth fighting for, then my friends, it's time to look at your surroundings, yeah? Start putting yourself first. Start containing some energy and time that you'd put into other things for yourself. Take a step back and do some soul searching. Do some, who do I want to be and what do I want to become? Where do I want to be in the next 5 years? Just do some of that, yeah? Do some of that for me. When this goes out, I'm probably on a flight on the way to Vegas with my brothers. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm excited. It's the unknown. And, being nervous is good. It shows you care. So I'm nervous. I'm excited. Can't wait. It's worth fighting for. If I didn't fight for the unknown of my future back then, I wouldn't be here talking to you today. So it's worth fighting for. I can't say it enough. But I love you all. I love you all very, very much. Do what makes you happy. Do what you know is right. And do what you need to do for you. And I'll see you guys when I'm back from America. Love you all very much. See ya.